are with the Women's March on Washington. We're the Georgia State chapter. I'm with 3 people from various committees around the state. Would you please introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Patty, and I'm with the Atlanta recruitment team, one of the co-leads.
Hi, my name is Hannah, and I'm working for the transportation team.
My name is Lindsay, and I'm the state administrator for Georgia.
Thank you, ladies, for being with us. So, Lindsay, tell me what is the mission of the Women's March on Washington?
So our mission is really pro-women, just standing up in front of the nation, letting everyone know that we stand together. It's not a protest, and we're not anti-anything, just pro-women.
So does that mean that the march is against any incoming administration?
No, because our drive for women's rights, it's the same for any administration.
Would you say that it's inclusive of all women?
Yes.
And how is that message being spread?
So mainly our message is being spread. We wanted to follow national, and they really took the time in trying to avoid, whitewashing the march and having that whole sort of solidarity is for white women stigma that goes with feminism. And so we've developed a Women of Color team, which is specifically trying to reach out to women of color, just letting them know that, we're not just trying to fight for the rights of white women. It's really important that we fight for the rights of all women.
So what we've done is we've taken all of Georgia and taken the main areas that are around there and created some Facebook chats so that we can all talk and figure out the best way to reach out to as many people as quickly as possible. And so along with Hannah, so Hannah is handling our transportation. We're just doing everything that we need to do to get as many people from Georgia involved. And one of the things that I've done is I've looked at the other chapters, so the Ohio chapter, since I was born and raised in Cincinnati, I wanted to check to see what they're doing. And I've seen that Lindsay, being our lead for the entire Georgia chapter, has done a very good job in making sure that we're all organized and pretty much, on track. We've rented buses and everything that we need to do to get as many people as possible, even to do some fundraising to make sure that people who are not able financially to join us can join us.
Hannah, can you tell us a little bit more about what we're doing in the way of spreading the word about transportation and getting people to the march?
So our Facebook page right now has a list of all of the routes, and we've also recently set up a website for the actual Georgia chapter too.
Mm-hmm. And that website, it's WMOWGA.com.
I'm actually going to be on one of the buses. I feel like I want to be right down with everybody that's going, so I am planning on being one of the bus captains for one of the Marietta buses.
I'll be riding one of the buses, which I'm really excited about. I think it'll be great just being, really in everything with all the women, getting to talk about the march, and just, I think it'll be really exciting taking a bus.
So we mentioned, I think Patty, you mentioned that there are ways people can donate money to help sponsor people going to the march who might not be able to do that. How do these women, other people, access the ability to go if they cannot afford to go?
Our plan has been to collect emails and names in a list, and we're just going to go by the honor system. People that feel like they want to go, we want to try to get them there because, being able to speak out for yourself, it shouldn't be stopped based on the cost of a bus ticket.
So do they email you directly through the website?
Everyone can put their name, their email address, and then we'll go by a randomized system based on how many seats we have available and get in touch with those people.
Are we also coordinating carpooling?
Yeah, so carpooling I think will be handled at a regional level. I know a lot of people are driving, a lot of people are flying. I think some people are even taking rails, transport. So there are a lot of different ways people are getting there, and I think carpooling is one that'll be more regional based.
So I'm going to take a little personal turn here, away from all of the facts, and wanted to know collectively, why is it that you got involved in the Georgia chapter for the Women's March on Washington?
For me, after the election, I felt like I had to do something. Just had to get involved, had to take a stand, and really, push the fact that women's rights are important and that we're still fighting the same fight that we've been fighting for the last 60 years. 70 years, maybe. Can someone check that? Or how many for hundreds of years?
For always. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was pretty much the same thing. I feel like it happened very organically, and it happened everywhere. It wasn't just Georgia. We're in every state. I feel like people woke up the next day and felt just kind of gobsmacked. Like, I need to do something to make sure, regardless of what this administration plans to do, what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, that the language and the rhetoric and the kind of discussions that were had during this campaign aren't going to be enacted into law. So it is not about any one person, it's about a lot of people, and I think the next day everyone just realized, this isn't a joke. We need to show up.
I wanted to have a voice. I mean, I think just like a lot of people, I woke up that next morning and I was just lost. Didn't know what I could do, and I stumbled upon this Facebook group of women who felt like I did, and I wanted to be a part of it. I knew I had to be a part of it.
I feel the same as all of you the morning after. For many, many days, I couldn't really talk to anybody. And I felt like the tribe that I thought I belonged to, it wasn't the tribe I had imagined it to be. And so I felt left outside of that tribe. And coming to meet all of you gave me a sense of hope that I didn't necessarily have anymore. And so this next question is a very personal one for me, but I wanted to know, how have you changed since you've joined this group of women and this movement?
I've gained a lot more sisters because I walked in here today having chatted with these women on Facebook, but never having met them, and we're like all one big happy family. So I guess the way I've changed is I've gained a lot more sisters than what I've had in the past.
I feel like this election really woke me up, to the fact that, we have a huge issue with racism and sexism in this country. And it hasn't progressed the way we thought it did. And I think this has just opened my eyes to the fact that I need to, speak out against that.
So what do you anticipate as a result of this particular movement, this particular march on January 21st? What do you think the outcomes are going to be?
So for me, really the main outcome that I hope happens is that more women see it and they feel like, what, that applies to me too. I might not, be in a bad position. I may even be, very successful in a field that's male dominated. But feminism is good for everybody, and we need to lift other women up.
What are some ways I can get involved locally, especially if I can't make it to the march?
There is going to be a local march, and I don't recall the name of the group, but there's a Facebook group of people that want to be involved. They can also donate. We need as many funds as possible to help, as I said before, people that want to come but cannot financially afford to do so. Get involved with legislation, the local politics. There's a lot of different ways that people can get involved.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. It's great if you can connect with us on Facebook and sign up and donate and everything like that, but you don't even need to do any of that. If you just want to show up, or if you just want to watch, or any of that, any of that is a start at engaging. So I think just tune in if you can't make it. I think all over the country there will be local versions of these marches. I know there's going to be one in Atlanta, and I'm sure there will be others in Georgia. And if there's not one near you, then start one.
So I know that right now we're focused on getting us to the date of January 21st. But Lindsay, what happens after that?
So afterwards, that's a big one. This march, it's so important to do on a national level, just for everyone to see, women standing up together, saying women's rights are important. But after the march, what we'd like to do is, stick together everybody that's, been involved and volunteered, and really focus on, local needs. After the march, it's the most important that we just try to focus everyone on getting involved on a local level, starting at home, and really trying to enact change that way.
Ladies, any last thoughts before we close?
We need everybody to join us, whether they're going to join us in Washington by watching at home. Just get involved. We
Yeah.
need you.
Absolutely.
I don't think it matters who you voted for or what party you belong to. I think this is for everyone, and I think it's important.
Thank you very much, ladies.